Now, we must bring one of the most well-known tweeters inside of the D2C community, who is also helping us all scale our brands up and to the right by helping the platforms actually optimize for what is actually driving our revenue. Northbeam, they solve this mystery that is this great missing in e-commerce. What ads are actually working? Like, does Facebook actually mean what it says? TikTok says
pretty
something
important
else.
stuff.
My dashboard actually tells a different story too. Like, what's going on here? We must bring the man himself inside of the show. Everybody, welcome Matthew Kobach, VP at Northbeam. Here, Matt, come in here. There he is.
I completely agree. This is a very important, exciting topic, but pizza's pretty exciting too. Are you sure we don't want to go back?
Oh, it is.
Let's go.
Because I know I want to talk about Northbeam, but I've got a question for you. I'm a kid in the 90s. Do you remember eating at Pizza Hut, right? Like going in there.
Oh, of course.
Do you remember eating at Domino's ever? Do you have any memories of eating at Domino's?
Not really, no.
Zero.
Because Domino's had optimized for delivery since before the smartphone. And Pizza Hut optimized for in-dining eating. And so when smartphones and all the delivery apps and all that stuff took off, they were perfectly positioned to optimize for that and to run away with the market. Pizza Hut was not, and they tried to be Domino's, and it failed spectacularly. And so now they're going back to their roots. They've got such big footprints. Like if you think about the average Domino's size and the average Pizza Hut size, they are 2-3 times as big. So you can't compete with that like size and that rent. So it's a lot harder for a franchisee. But I don't know. I'm just passionate about
I too. I'm also passionate about this.
Knower of ball with pizza over here, just absolutely crushing it.
I do. But hopefully they bring back all the nostalgic stuff that had us wanting to eat at Pizza Hut in the first place. And I've got 2 young boys. I'd love them. They got to lean into their advantage. Their advantage is 100%. Not. It's eating in there. It's making it a family meal. So
and that sweet nostalgia, just sprinkling all of that on there, bringing all these 90s kids back with their kids and just reawakening that whole dream. You know, I agree with you. They've got to lean into it and push for people to come and eat inside this store and make more memories here together.
My favorite, I live in Atlanta. My favorite pizza place is one that looks like an old Pizza Hut. It's like an independent restaurant, but it's that same vibe. It's the same Tiffany lamps. It's the same red cups. It's like you have the chance, like capitalize on it.
Yeah. Too good. Matthew, go ahead, Kyle.
I was going to say they used to have it at, I don't know if you guys remember this. They used to give you your own pizza dough and then let you cook it after you made it. Do you guys remember this? They would let you do your own breadsticks. Like earlier on, they got rid of it because of I think health code issues. So they only had it for like a little bit.
They just poisoned a small amount of people. No big deal.
Because you're kind of messing with it and you don't really you're not really supposed to be. And then they're like, yeah, we'll cook it. And they're like, I don't know if we should be doing this, but that was so fun for me as a kid. Just want to say that.
Those the hands of small children are kind of like petri dishes, so maybe
it's a nightmare.
Maybe not to move. Maybe not to move. We're gonna peel that one back. Maybe don't revive that one.
100%.
As the Pizza Hut revival rolls forth. Matt, I have been longing to have you on here and get you on this show, brother. We appreciate you making the time to join us, man.
We'll have to make it a regular segment if we're talking about 90s nostalgia food.
I think so.
I do that all day.
I think so. That only makes all the sense. And give us some perspective. I know at Northbeam, you guys have all of the data, and I have been kind of reawakened and refreshed with all the posts that you guys have been putting out with the weather report and where all the media spend is going and how the performance looks and everything. Over the past we could call it 5 years, but especially inside of 2026, late 2025. What are the changes? What are the trends? How's things changed that you guys have been seeing over there for all of us in e-commerce over the past few months?
I can tell you one big change that we've noticed. It's crystal clear in our data. It's undeniable. And are you familiar with the concept of the K-shaped economy?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Covered all the time.
Very much happening in e-com. The big players are doing well. They're spending more money and they're having higher ROI. They're having lower CAC. And the smaller brands just cannot make it work to the same degree. And I don't know if it's a average volume or average volume size. I don't know if it's like once you hit a certain spend, you do it. If they're like inventory restrictions, like there's a number of variables that could be impacting this. But I can say that it is very clear. If you are a top spender and you're a top revenue company, things are looking really good. Now, this time of year tends to be a little slower for a lot of brands. So I don't look at anything kind of going down now. Like, especially this time, it's like if you have a summer brand, if you have a Father's Day brand, you're kind of okay. But otherwise, you kind of have to manufacture it a little bit. But it is like, it's just, it is so clear. And it's like the smaller you are, like the harder that K is going down. And like the bigger you are, it doesn't quite go up that same, like, it's not like the bigger you are, it's all roses. It kind of plateaus a little bit, but there's certainly a cut-off of spend and revenue that is undeniable.
Do you have kind of hard metrics for who you would consider quote unquote like big, and then also who you would consider quote unquote small for those two kind of, verticals for up and down?
For us, we try to categorize it actually in meta spend and really in like advertising spend, because that's what we're tracking. That's what we're most interested in. If you're under $50,000 a month, you're probably that like smaller tier. And once you get to like $250,000 plus, then you're in kind of that upper tier. And then there's different plateaus in each one of those inside of it. But that $250,000, 50,000, that tends to be the like above that, seeing good things below that.
I'm glad that you say this, and I'm glad that somebody has the data to support it, because this is something that I've been feeling for a long time. It's something that I've been seeing in the various accounts that I'm in, and the friends that I have and I've talked to. And we've got, I've got friends that are, making $1 million a year. I've got friends that are, they're 9 figures plus. And, what's happening in those accounts is it's not the same as 2024. It's a different story. It's a harder road. It's, in some ways it's quasi comforting to know that, maybe other people are feeling this as well. It's not just this rarity, but boy, it's hard out there in the streets.
It's funny you mentioned that, like you brought up like our data. So we've actually made a concerted effort in the past, probably even like month. Really, it's like 2 months, but the past month it's been like we've really been dedicated to showing this data, and it's really taken off. Like, here's my plug for Northbeam. Don't buy the product, all that stuff. But follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, because like we're sharing this data for free. And I think it's resonating so hard because of what you just said. It's people that are like, I look at my friends, they're crushing it, they're doing well, or I hear it somewhere else and they're doing well. And like, I look at my own numbers and I don't feel it. Like, we actually have the data that supports that. And then they can go and share it, and they can say, hey, it's not just us, or hey, it is something industry wide, or they can take it to their boss and say, there's only so much like juice I can squeeze out of this lemon. Like, there's nothing more to do at this point. And you've just got to come up with different ways to hopefully hit that growth that maybe isn't related to performance. So we're definitely saying things that people are feeling, and that's why our data is resonating so hard recently.
Well, there was a post that you guys had, and Roman Khan, who is a massive operator in the space, he commented on it, and he was like, this is so helpful for me and my team, because I originally will think I suck or my team sucks. And now I'm looking at this data and I realize, oh, wait, we don't suck. It's just kind of the market as a whole. What was kind of the push behind sharing so much data? Because I think you guys have, I would say, empowered the community now. You guys have also given the community a voice so that they can talk to each other about this data. What was the reasoning behind this? Because the push for the data is so obvious now.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be transparent. It's a marketing play. Like, at the end of the
day, it's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I want you to buy Northbeam software. But like, the best way for me to get our name out there and our software out there and the capabilities of like what we offer is to provide information that's actually valuable to people. And if we become like the most well-informed, most data-informed marketers in the space, then I think those conversations naturally happen. Those demos naturally happen. We actually have a newsletter. We've been sharing this data for like 4 years now, maybe. In the amount of people that we go, hey, how'd you hear about us? They'll go, oh, I was subscribed to your newsletter for like 2 years. I finally decided to take a demo. Like, it's a slow burn. That's fine. But the amount of people talking about us, the amount of eyeballs on us right now, because we're sharing stuff that's actually relevant to what they're doing. And isn't this hard pitch? Isn't this, hey, we're awesome? It's just, here's data. Like, here's our interpretation of it sometimes. And in fact, we even try not to editorialize. Like, there's 10 reasons, there's probably 100 reasons I can come up with why there's this K-shaped economy, but I'm not going to know. And I'm especially not going to know about your business unless I'm looking under the hood and seeing everything. And so like, it lets them kind of theorize on why they're seeing what they're seeing. But it is also like someone like us can talk you through this thing once you show us under the hood of why it's, up, down, sideways, left or right.
Yeah. Matthew, tell me this. One thing that I think a common lever that we have all tried to pull as effectively as possible in the current e-commerce economy in the various ad platforms. One lever that we're all trying to pull is more creative and do more, do better, do it now, do it tomorrow too. But do you have some read on like how many assets are the best, the best in our space producing on a, weekly basis, a monthly basis? Like, what does that look like? Do you guys have a read on that?
We do. If you look at that K-shaped economy, it's more than twice as many ads. So there's two important numbers here. Like, a lot of people say average. Average means many things. So if I say the average DTC brand puts out 200 ads, is that median or mean? Because those numbers can be very different. And so mean is what averages what most people think. That's when you put all the numbers in, you divide by the denominator. Median is like who's right in the middle. And the reason this distinction is important is you might have someone who has tons of SKUs and they're running meta ads against every one of those SKUs. It's, you set it, you put it in, they just grab the ads automatically. And now all of a sudden you've got 1,000 ads and you got someone else who's got 100 ads. You take the average of those two and now it's like, 600 ads. Where if you look at the median, you're probably like a little more accurate of like what the average person is doing. And so long way of saying is if you ever see average, always be a little skeptical of these numbers. I don't want to say skeptical, but like there's always nuance to them. And so we try to report both mean and median. And the numbers are about the same, though. It still equals about twice as many new ads per week. And we're looking at close to 200 new ads per week on the top performers. And it's more closer to like the ads every week on the bottom performers. And so what we're seeing is these people that have more ads, it's effectively like more swings at the plate. You're just getting a chance to like learn what resonates and to kill losers that aren't working faster and to scale winners that are producing outsized outcomes faster. And so it's just it's what our data is telling us. Like that's more swings for home runs.
200 new ads per week. I mean, that's significant.
That's significant.
It is significant, but you've got to remember too, like these are also, not every ad needs to be a $5,000, $10,000, video shoot.
Totally.
Like these are static ads. These are like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like actually even I'm doing it as a marketer, going into Claude saying, hey, generate me 200 ads, generate me 300 ads. Cool. Make these edits right here. Give me 10 variations of this one idea. Making as many ads as possible has really never been easier. And so and it might be one of those things too. It's like, there's always like a chance to be an early mover and to have that advantage and have that arbitrage. And so the people that are moving quickly on this seem to have an advantage. For all I know, in 6 months, that advantage might disappear and the algorithms might favor the people that are doing less ads and repeat exposure to those ads. So who knows? But right now the arbitrage is ads. Making a lot of them.
It's juicy.
Could you talk about this stat? So 17% of real winners look like underperformers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this is a product plug that I'll give for Northbeam. This is really interesting.
Please.
Yeah, we have this product called Apex, and what it is, really simple. It is taking our data, or really your data, because Northbeam's just collecting your data. It's taking your data and plugging it back in to the Meta algorithms. And then Meta learns on your data about what ads are performing well and what ones aren't. And then it uses that to then show those ads to potential customers. Now, why this is so important is Northbeam has the full picture of your customer journey. And Meta can only see Meta. So we're modeling out the full customer journey. They're effectively like, it's an educated guess, but it's a guess.
Totally.
And so when you have the full customer journey, what we're seeing is that we determine winner and loser like on a baseline. It's like if you're above this baseline, you're a winner. If you're below that baseline, it's a loser. And we're finding almost 1 in 2 ads, Meta is misclassifying as either a winner.
Crazy.
Oh man.
And
crazy.
So, yeah. So you're missing. So 17% of the ads that it thinks aren't winners are actually winners. And I think it's 29% of the ads that it thinks are winners are actually losers. And it's just you're leaving money on the table. Now, again, for the last pitch for Northbeam, this is literally a push of a button. You push a button and your data goes into Meta. There's nothing else to do. You don't have to monitor it. You don't have to watch it. You're literally just pushing a button, and we're seeing on average basically 10% increased performance from literally doing nothing. And now imagine 10% increased performance when you're spending $250,000 a month.
Yeah.
It's a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a couple bucks.
It's like, this is such an exciting thing. And we're partnered with the major ad platforms. Like they're incentivized to do this because they want their ads to perform better too. And because of all the iOS 14, all the Cambridge Analytica stuff, like they just have these, like they're restricted in ways that we aren't. And so we're this, probably to them a necessary evil, but a necessary component to anyone who's trying to scale advertising on e-com.
Well, I think that's a miscategorization of you guys categorizing yourself as a necessary evil. I would say you can't trust anything in platform reporting. And I think it would be, it's almost malpractice as a business owner to try to scale your business off of wrong information from in-platform reporting. And so as a necessary evil, I don't think so at all. I think it's an absolute necessity.
I'm sure they were happy if we were part of it, but we're part of it. So.
I have felt this pain as a creative strategist, media buyer, whatever you want to call it. I've felt this pain so many times where you create a set of ads. We know based on past performance, all the things like this one should be a banger. This one should make us $1 gazillion. It is a crusher. I know it will. And then you get it live and it's a total dud. It's a dud. It's spending money, but I'm not making any money. And it's like, what do I do? And then there's like this intuition type thing where different media buyers, I've got my process, but I think I need to ignore that and just let it ride. Let's see what happens. It's like, it's such a horrible experience. It is. And to have this like background with like actually sometimes Meta's just getting it wrong. This actually may be a winner and it's coming out looking like a dud. And like,
it's really important too. It's like Meta's really good at something where a click happens. And it's really good at telling you that like, purchase happened, or they indicated in some way that they're interested in the product. All these platforms are less good at determining whether a view matters. And a view is usually what starts the customer journey, and especially starts it on a different platform. So now if you know that you've got Meta ads that people are just watching, that they're never clicking on, but that they eventually go do a Google search, or maybe they convert on TikTok or something. Now all of a sudden you realize that like, oh my God, these ads that looked horrible in the platform, I'm turning them off when really they're the impetus to kicking off the customer journey. So it's just
I'd like to hear more from you on this. A few years ago, Matthew, view through, lift, view through especially was just totally demonized. It's like, that's horrible. You're playing with monopoly money. Those are like fake. Those are fake, statistical points. They don't even exist. Like last click is everything. And now, a couple of years later, conversation has totally changed. It's totally changed. Even Meta, it's changed on all sides. Do you have some view on this? I mean, some view on, view through and attribution. Why so much change in the conversation?
I honestly think the technology got better. I think the ability to track it. I think the ability to disperse credit for a customer journey has gotten more nuanced. And so it's not that it's like all one side or all the other side, or that you only want to do views. It's that you understand how all these different ads work together in a way to like that actually results in a sale. So I think we've just literally, I think the math has gotten better. I think the models have gotten better. I think the algorithms have gotten better in a way that they just weren't before.
I'm, gosh, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged to know like some of the things that have been happening. We've seen numbers where like Meta sees like 55% more conversions, on view data. I mean, to me, it's like encouraging. Like I've been basing my performance on this over here, and actually, maybe I did a little better work than I thought. Maybe I drove a few more dollars than I thought. I mean, I find that encouraging how the conversation has turned, and to have that data.
It also it helps with these other channels. You've got a channel like Snapchat's a great example. A lot of people just don't buy in Snapchat, but they it's a very brand first channel. It's something that makes you feel warm and fuzzy about a brand. It's maybe something that introduces you to a brand. And we see that when people are just looking at the platform analytics, they're underreporting the impact of a channel like Snapchat. And then especially CTV. CTV is all views. Yeah. And so when you layer in this view data to the full customer journey, you're able to get just a much clearer picture of how much more impactful these dollars are than when I'm looking at them in platform. And you can see because we're all asking where do we spend our next dollar? Yeah, and so if you can now all of a sudden confidently say, hey, when I spend this dollar on CTV, for example, I actually see a lift in Meta. I see a lift in Amazon that otherwise you were blind to, because if you were looking at just CTV or just Snapchat or just TikTok or just Pinterest is another great one, you're blind to it. You can't make decisions without that data, without that information.
I mean, you guys are ingesting so much data right now. Could you talk to us?
Trillions.
It's a lot of data.
Trillions.
It's one of my favorite things in the entire world. It's true. Could you talk to us a little bit about potential, winning categories within direct to consumer right now that you've seen kind of from a trailing 6 months? Who's doing well? Who's doing poorly? What do you kind of think that means moving forward for these brands?
I'm only lifting this up because I've got it on my phone right now. I'm not looking down at my phone. Yeah, so some of the so we're seeing beauty take a hit. So beauty has been underperforming more recently. You've got kids and babies stays pretty consistent. It's one of those categories that is if you've got a kid, if you've got a baby, especially a first, you're just gonna spend.
You're just gonna do it.
Yeah. And so you're in competition with other brands and other companies that are doing it, but you're not in competition of nothing, it's not economy's good or bad. You still got to buy the crib. And so maybe there's some cost considerations. Let's see here. Health and supplements have been doing well recently. I don't know what to attribute that to, but they're well. But so there's one winner, one loser, and one that's I think it's just going to always be flat, and your competition is other competitors in the space.
It's interesting as all of this plays out, kind of on a macro level, the K-shaped economy, and then seeing how it interacts and having this kind of backboard or foundational basis that you guys have with all of your data to give details to how it affects what we're doing in e-commerce and all the platforms. Everything's very, very interesting. Matthew, I think we've got to have you back to talk more than just retro 90s restaurants. I think we need to
retro 90s snacks, retro 90s toys.
Let's go. We talking Yogos?
I can tell you all about DuckTales. I got you guys.
Let's go.
DuckTales? I was a big DuckTales fan. Big DuckTales fan over here. Yeah.
I make my kids watch it because they don't know what new cartoons are. So I just put on DuckTales and my kids love it. I'm like, this is a modern day. Yeah.
New to them. That's amazing. Thus, new for us all. Matthew, man, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Tell everybody where to find you, where to follow you. They want to bend your ear. They want to talk Northbeam. They want to talk, Apex and the tools that you guys have. Tell them where to find you and talk with you.
Best spot is Twitter or X. You can also go to Instagram. I'll also reply there, but it's Kobach. It's Kobach. Send me a DM. We'll find some time to talk.
Hey, I was trying. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be able to happen. But I was on my way to Atlanta not many weeks ago, and I think we may still make it happen some way.
Yeah,
maybe later in the calendar. And when we do, we need to get some IRL time. We need to have on the show IRL all in person.
We're going to that pizza place if you come to Atlanta.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do
that.
We'll do that. Matthew, we appreciate you making the time to join us. Look forward to having you back, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you all. Bye.
Great.